This is called The Real Detroit by Meeko Williams. Foreword by Minister Elijah Sanders. Fellow Detroiters, I speak today in the name of the voiceless. I speak today in the name of the forgotten. And I speak today to the world. I speak with boldness and with conviction from the inner city of Detroit. I speak from the heart of this great state and from which some of my world's greatest advancements in human technology and understanding have come. I speak today from the heart of the city where Henry Ford's auto plants produce not only the cars that we drive, but also the machinery which brought victory and peace during World War II. And I speak today in the inner city, the very heart of where was once the richest and most prominent cities of the world, to declare for all to hear that we are not dead, we will not be beaten, and we will not be silenced. And we will face head on the challenges of this great hour, the hour which tests whether we stand together in defiance of all odds, knowing that if we stay true to our core convictions, we will pass safety through this next generation of the civil rights movement, confident that we will emerge from this uncertain time in a manner which makes us both stronger and wiser than we were before we enter it. Our task is a difficult one, but we cannot be swayed from it, because we believe that right is right. We believe that the pen is mightier than the sword, and we believe that aspire to rise means rise together. And so here we are today. We have come before the world to bear witness to the struggle for daily survival that still goes on every day of our lives, of our brothers and sisters. And how fitting it is that we have come here to the Motor City, the land known as Motown, the greatest city, our city, the city of Detroit. We have come to this city, this hollow ground, which at one time was full of life, and hope to declare that we are still here. We still have value, and we still deserve respect, because we will not just fade into the sunset. We have come here to the city of Detroit to declare for all the world to hear that we are determined to endure, and we will not be disregarded or counted out altogether. But we have come here to this place, to this historic and revered city, for even a deeper and more purpose, to affirm for the whole world that our belief that the largest fraternity on earth is the human family to which we all belong. We all come from different backgrounds and walks of life, but all of us deserve the chance to follow our dreams, get a good education, and live a life of decency, empathy, compassion, and respect. We can be assured that the human family grows in strength when we embrace the ideal that aspire to rise really does mean rise together. Yes, brothers and sisters, we have gathered together despite it all, and we will not stand down. We gather together as friends. We gather together as activists. We gather together as a family. We gather together as neighbors, and we will gather together in human beings. To say that in this city, our city, no one walks alone, and no one should ever have to. We gather together to serve others, and we gather together as a community, bound by a fierce spirit of hope, and with the help of knowledge that this city, our city, the city of Detroit, is the core, the very center of the heart and soul of this state, and moreover, this nation. We gather together to declare that America owes a great debt to the innovative and inspiring people of Detroit, and America cannot and will not survive without the strength, vitality, and vigor of her people. We gather together to say, those who could write the obituary of this city, we're not done yet. And you may have chosen to write our epitaph out of here early, but we will rise again. They tried to kill us when Coleman was mayor, but we're still here. They tried to kill us when Dennis was mayor, but we're still here. They tried to kill us when Kwame was mayor, but we're still here. They tried to kill us when Dave was mayor, but we're still here. And they're still trying to kill us now, but let's be clear. One way or another, let's declare once for all that we are going to stay right here. We're going to fight our way back, and we will survive. We will survive because we know the real Detroit. We will survive because we know that Detroit is not just the city of drug dealers, abandoned homes, broken families, and uneducated children. We will survive because we know Detroit is a place of hardworking, diverse, and honorable community that is full of limitless possibilities. So we speak now to our detractors and our enemies and to declare that you may speak ill of Detroit, but you will not destroy her people we receive. You may tear down and disparage her people, but we will not lay down and die because we are the real Detroit. And in the real Detroit, you can try to knock us down as many times as you want, but you cannot kill and you will not bury us, because every time we go down, we turn to declare that Detroit is prepared to rise again and face its future head on. We stand here today because we deserve politicians who care more about connecting with people in an empathetic, honest, and compassionate manner. We stand here today because we believe that the job of politicians should be given sparingly and to only those that show themselves worthy by not looking into the eyes of their constituents, committing to fix the problems, and following through not by words but with action. We stand here today as concerned citizens who understand that Detroit needs right now are politicians who care more about solidarity and integrity rather than devotion to their political parties or personal successes. We stand today in the city of Detroit because we've seen firsthand that a government cannot operate properly unless it is based on a connection, a responsibility, and a devotion to everyday people. We stand here today to declare that the nation must be what it once was. And what we know in our hearts that Detroit today is still a land of joy, a land of hope, a land of peace, a land of honor, a land of freedom, a land of liberty, a land of empathy, a land of compassion, and a land of safety. This land, our land called the city of Detroit, is a place full of wonderful, bright, strong, courageous people. And we are here today to stand firm in the fight back. We stand here today as witnesses to the events of the present, for we know deep in our hearts that one day our present circumstances will be the history that my children and yours will one day read, and we are standing here today to declare that we would never forget. We stand here today to declare that we are human beings, and that this city, our city, the city of Detroit is home. This land is our home, and we will not step aside, for this is the root of our families and the nurturing ground for which will shape and define the path of our descendants. So we gathered here, my brothers and sisters, and we must work together, for this is a new era of prosperity, solidarity, and unity for Detroit. This is the time where we stand in defense of our brothers, our sisters, our friends, and our families. We must fight to protect the water, our wind, coal, and our solar power, for we know that they are not now or never have been the property of government and or big corporations, but rather they are an essential component to the birthright of humanity and its people as a whole. We must gain an in-depth understanding of where we've been to the property chart for the course that we are going. May we embrace the love of Harvey Milk, the dream of Martin Luther King Jr., the faith of Benjamin Hooks, the quiet nature of Rosa Parks, and the resilience of Nelson Mandela. In these new days, may we stand on their shoulders and act worthy of their trust. And as we march forward together, let us remember that aspire to rise means that as times get hard, we buckle back down and we keep pushing. We keep fighting. We never give up. We never give in. And when someone is caught in the ditch, we lay aside our differences and work together to lift that person out of the ditch. Why do we do this? Because aspire to rise means that we are there for one another in all situations. In the same optimism, let us look ahead to the future with confidence in the knowledge that if Detroit is destined to be anything in the future, it is served as a place of common ground, a place where we can live together in peace, lay aside our differences, and work together to tend to the soil so that it is ready to receive the seeds of prosperity and progress. After all, this is the story of the real Detroit. This is the blood and the very life of our city, a place where we all come, where bigotry and hate have in all forms no place, and where the world can come together in solidarity empathy, love, and understanding. This, my friends, is the real Detroit.